Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the breakfast show. I hope my morning greetings find you well and good, and after the long rest that y'all have, and also the market. Of course, again, we're going back to the US closing almost high. Our KLCI just has another turn. This morning, I almost mistaken that it actually has a green pentagon. So watch it, right? Because that feeling of that green pentagon is going to come up very soon for KLCI. And when it does, it's time to get back into the market and be ready for what we have said before, for the November and December rally. Now, for those of you who didn't know what kind of stock to look at, go back to the YouTube channel and some of the stocks that I talk about in our Bursa sector rally for month of November and December. That will get you into place. Or not, just subscribe to our Trade VSA 360 package in here and for all information. And definitely tonight is also been the wealth building roadmap that we've been waiting for, something we've been promoting for the last 1 and 2 months together. Myself and Zach is going to showcase to you on some of our sharing how you can capitalize and turn around your portfolio in 2023. So don't miss us at 8 p.m. tonight on your Zoom session. For those of you who still want to register for last minute here, we still have a couple of seats in here. Just look at the number below on your right hand side and you can register. Don't miss it, the wealth building roadmap. All right, so let's get down to apologize for this. Okay, so let's get down to what we have for you this morning. All right, this morning in here is okay. That's right. So let's get down this morning in what we have for you, and we definitely have our breakfast show, which is the Pentagon Guide for the beginners. That's right. For our beginners, we'll be looking at the Pentagon Guide in here. Definitely, if you can see from this list, we have a wide range of stocks inside there. Try to pick those which has the closest Pentagon date in here. Now that trigger on the 10th, so you want to be buying something on the 12th. That would be the best, and then you have some sort of chance of making it up to run. I think that's how we look at this one in here. So I'll just have to switch back to this one here. All right, so this is the 16th. Today is the 15th, so you want to look back on the 12th to give you some sort of market where we are this morning in here. All right, so let's go on to the next in our list. Here is our KLCI headlines, and our KLCI headline this morning is no other than many analysts. So I was also reading this at the same time as was preparing for this morning breakfast show. Analyst is bullish. Analyst is bullish about Bursa edging higher for year-end rally, and that's why I was keep looking at it. So right now, they anticipate KLCI to hover between 1530 and 1550. We all know that, isn't it? We also know where is the resistance. You can see from here, switching to KLCI here. So we just have to wait for the charts to come out. Yep, here you go. And we have a very strong support here. You could see right at 1520. And you also remember, look at this one, no demand, right? Confirm no demand. There was one here, and then guess what? The next bar just ran up. So could there be a repeat of the history in here? But all warning has and all alert has been given to you. It's whether you want to follow or don't follow. Now generally, if you are unskilled, you tend to lay back, just pretty much, hey, let's what's going on, wait for the market to go a bit higher, then only you buy. And be careful, the market, it's not as same as bullish as this. You can see we have a so-called what we call range bound, and this can range bound for another couple of months because of many inherent problems, which I will also talk about. You can see right now what Rakuten research is saying, hovering between 1520 and 1550, and I think that 1550, you can see on top of me there is this gap here. All right, if you can see from this gap, that certainly it's something to be concerned in. Let me just bring this up again. This is what I talk about, this gap here, right? This little gap here. And of course, if you can break through the 1660 would be the third time breakout. And usually when the third time breakout, it will break out. But probably that was going to be more for GE15. Now, of course, we do know that likelihood of Inari will be included in our Bursa, the first technology stock, as what I was told and what I do understand. And if more technology coming in to be our KLCI component, then you'll see the KLCI breaking 1600. Right now it is still heavily padded with the banking stocks. Okay, of course you can also check the banking stocks. Let's take a look at public bank today being one of the highest cap in here. These are the what we call the Tiguan. If the Tiguan don't go up, very hard for KLCI to go up. Okay, I do apologize for that one in here. So let's move on to our next the KLCI here. Okay, and okay, let's move on to the next news that we have is our bold reforms. That's right, our bold reforms are needed, and this is simply what I've just was talking about. There are really structural economy problems that need to be redressed, and right now we can see that the investment is needed, because one of the reasons why is what we have is that the dwindling of our government revenue. We can see way back in 1990, a percentage of the revenue, government revenue, it's about 26%, and now it's actually dwindling in. That means we are going into fiscal, means we are spending more than it is. So the article that you saw previously here is about talking on more taxes. That's right, more taxes is needed for our Malaysians in here to balance the budget in here. So the introduction of GST, again, I don't think they're going to put it up because of the pending election of GE15, but like it or not, they definitely need it in here. They're looking for some small win in here, but at the end of the day, it is not enough to patch for the deficit that we are seeing in here. So take note, be ready for GST, okay? No doubts about it, but GST is unpopular, okay? Now, the other stocks in play is Tiguan, which came out in a Pentagon guide 1st of November, and we all know it's no surprises, isn't it, right? Stock price will always move ahead of news, and that's what Pentagon Guide is supposed to design to be. It will pick up stocks that have smart money accumulation. Many of you know that if you've been following it a fair while. So once the smart money started to move in, then you see this kind of news, and what they do eventually is when you have more of a good news, they will start to take some profits in here. And then this is no surprise if you've been following for this one, but if you are new and joining us in here, this is something that may surprise you in here. Many people don't talk about the market which move ahead before the news comes out, and this is definitely one of them. You want to look at volume spread analysis or trade VSA in here, but in SMARTRobie you can also pick up those charts in here. Now also next what we have seen here is the group managing director Dr. Ang Po Guat told that the group has posted 590 million revenue for the half year 2020, and they expect the revenue to grow. Our packaging material capacity for 2021 has also hit 180,000 tons for 150. So because of the COVID-19, you all know more people are packing foods and delivery things. So packaging plastics are all used up more, but that definitely is not good for the environment, but it does be good for Tiguan. Now let's take a look at Tiguan this morning here. Okay, it seems to be a bit slow this morning. Okay, stock chart, stock comment. So let's hit here. Now Tiguan on 1st October, I think you have seen this, and I highlighted it just on top of me here, was the turning of the green pentagon. Now every time when you see this some sort of a spike in here, but the trend is going up because why? News continue to be good, and you can see yesterday, last Friday it did close up here. Of course today is going to be a little bit of profit taking, which is usual on good news, so don't be alarmed. Okay, when you see that, it's still up 0.4% in here, and that's looking pretty decent. Okay, so Tiguan is definitely something that you want to look at. Up 91, the Pentagon guided flow, it's 91%, telling you the bullishness is already within price into these stocks. All right, let's move on to our next story in here that we have is the Icon, okay, Icon Offshore emerged as a dark horse in the oil and gas because of a strong footing. Now we all know energy sectors previously has fallen a lot, as also mentioned in here, but the recent crude oil prices hitting the $80, and you can see a slew of news in US where inflation is rising high for the US because the gasoline is hitting $4.68 US dollar per gallon, which is around 5 ringgit and 15 cent. Now we're only paying about what at the pump Malaysia is 2 ringgit. So imagine you're paying 5 ringgit. That is almost 100% more than what you're paying. So we as Malaysian should be quite happy because our fuel is heavily subsidized by our government in here. That's what a lot of people don't really care, right? But if you are in US, you'll be probably switching to a hybrid or likely be getting your electric car. But in Malaysia, we don't feel that kind of impact, do we? All right. So on this side of things, if you look at here, you have the energy sectors, one of the worst performing, but let's look at Icon. Okay, you can click on Icon in here, Icon Offshore. So you can see from Icon Offshore here, the chart came out, and the market has been in a nice uptrend. This is really a penny stock. If you look at this, hardly moved 12 cents in here. Usually I don't recommend to trade this kind of stocks because it's such a low price in here, and the fluctuation can really kill you rather than making you well. But having said that, since the green pentagon you can see on top here, it's been up 26.3% in here. Let's take a look at this morning. Where is the stock price this here? And it is doing almost unchanged on this very good news in here, but the oil price are starting to taper off in here. But then again, we are coming to the month of December and January, those 2 months goes higher due to window dressing by fund manager, which I will talk about shortly when we get down to the US market. Now, since we're on the US market in here, the news that is coming up from the US side is that the stock market are looking as euphoria. Euphoria means it is overbought, very, very bullish, and the market look like the bubble is going to burst. So a lot of this kind of news is coming out from US, and it usually climb on the wall of worries. Okay, meaning if the bull market has to climb on worries, it cannot just go up on that. And that's something on my own experience sharing with you. It's actually a very, very good thing to climb on the wall of worries. Because why? Because the beginners or those first timer don't dare to buy because they have so much of the negative feeling of losing money in the past. They only want to buy when everything is clear. That is where the danger is. You all know that, right? If you've been a follower of VSA and being follower of buying when there's fear in the market, this is something that you may just take it aside. But having said that, wall of worry is definitely good because this is how the market function. Now they are saying also the stock market is becoming detached from reality because the valuation, remember, valuation is always going to be slow. The fundamental is always going to be slow. By the time they talk about the valuation is there, right, that's where the market is. Alright, we all know that, and this is something which has been with us for the last 20-30 years in here. So don't be fearful. Always learn to read the chart. All right, learn to read the chart, and you will capitalize many of these new ideas and new method, which we're actually going to talk about tonight on the wealth building roadmap. Tonight we start at 8 p.m. All right, so make sure you join us then in here. And a slew of earnings this week. Definitely the retailers are coming out: Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Alibaba, Lucid, NVDA. Very interesting. NVDA is being one of the barometers in the metaverse platform because of the ability right now. Facebook just changed its name to Metaverse, right? It sounds a bit corny, right? Meta for worse or for better kind of thing, right? But then again, let's see whether Facebook will perform well. But definitely NVIDIA will perform well because of the graphic chips that they have, the GPU graphic chips, which actually run by a Taiwanese guy. Very, very Asians are very good. Jensen Chuan, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jensen, he runs a NVIDIA in here. And what's going to happen is why NVIDIA has been picked, because NVIDIA has a graphics GPU which needed to do all the graphics rendering that you see when you put on the headset when you go into the metaverse. And the other one is also Bitcoin. We know that Bitcoin hit high on 68, almost touching 70,000 on the news that likelihood it will be accepted as a ETF in US. So far, Bitcoin has only been accepted in the futures, but not on the ETF side. So as such that we have seen a pullback on the Bitcoin Bitcoin prices in here, but the trend is still going up. Now the focus on NVDA right now, it's been very heavily touted as one of those shares will perform in here. So far, let's take a look at NVDA. Okay, switching to the to the US market side, but let's look at the US S&P, and you can see US S&P here, market continued to be up, but take note, just turn red pentagon in here, but there's no follow through, right? There's no follow through. And is it possible? Remember, a few times when the market go higher, there's always punctuation of what we call this wall of worry. The wall of worry is the one that actually scare the hell out of people, but it goes back up. But if you compare to a KLCI, you will definitely know the US market in here, it's a much better market, much trendier market. It seems to be going up. You know, Malaysia is like here go up, come down, here go up, come down, sangkut here, sangkut there. So something that our audience in here should be very of this circumstances in here. This is where you want to be putting your money in here. This is where wealth are created in here. Okay, so let's take a look at NVIDIA, as I said before, and let's look at the stocks. We have seen Tesla continue to decline in here after the comment from Elon Musk saying that he will sell 10% of his stocks in here. Booking is down 1%, but Google is up 2%. This is, there you are. The biggest gainer up here is NVIDIA. You can see from top here, right? This was the biggest gainer, up almost $100. NVIDIA is currently $5,000. You'll be like mind-boggling. Buy one share is already 5,000. Buy one share is already 20,000 ringgit in here. But there is another way to get into the hands of the NVIDIA, and definitely something that this is not NVIDIA, this is NVR. NVIDIA is NVDA. All right, you can easily get confused, if you do not know the stock code. But right now we can see AMD is really, you're breaking sky high in here, doing very well. When I first picked it up, was about $90 and started to break up. Very nicely done here. But AMD and this NVIDIA are the two shares. But let's take a look at NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, you can see NVIDIA from the bottom base in here picking up nicely, and it's up from the green pentagon. If you just use the green pentagon, you can see here, from the green pentagon, so it follows to pay a good dividend. If you follow the green pentagon in here, NVDA is 39, almost touching 40% from the last green pentagon at $217 in here, and right now it is $303. So take note of that one here. All right, a lot of great stocks in here. Just go over to the US S&P 500 and spend some time in there. You will find something which is very beneficial to you. Now moving over to the SGX side, the Singapore side in here, let's take a look at SMARTRobie reporting on STI market, and you can see also very similar since the green pentagon, which is around 26th of September, continue to go upwards. And we all know the Singapore is also one of the best performer, up 12%, but they were in the negative territory last year. So this year was much better in here, and so you can see in here following the green pentagon really paid dividends. So far you can see also a lot of the blue chip shares are doing pretty well. Lion Gold is back, right? But that's a really micro kind of penny shares. You got Sembawang S51, QT, Singapore, Press Holding, which is around 230. Some of the big gainers here are actually gold, right? And we have Cyrene. Did I have Cyrene in here? Yeah, Cyrene is one of the diamond cutters, and you got Great Eastern too at $21. All right, let's take a look at the stock that keen to watch. It's Hatton Group. All right, Hatton is PHO, right? But I'll be careful with Hatton in here. It does look like it's a bit over bought, and you can see it could be due for what we call distribution. So take note of this one. If it does break below the 6 cents, this is going to go way more down. Actually, it came from a very, very low base, just below 3 cents and up to 6 cents, more than 100% return. And generally, when you see this kind of thing, and that was on the news, they're going into crypto mining and using those crypto machines and putting into the shopping mall, which they have in Malacca. Hatton is quite big. If you're from Malacca in here, let us know. All right. Is the sound coming in okay? Because someone couldn't get the sound. I think should be fine, right? The rest. Let me know, because I can still hear the sounds over in here. The other audience, if there's no sound, do let us know. Okay, now let's go on to our next section in here, right? Which is more of an update from our past leaderboard in here. We haven't got any good winners, but last week was a good one on 10th of November, which is a couple of days. We pick it up on the, let's take a look at Insas. Okay, let's take a look at Insas here. Okay, you can see from Insas what we have. This is a daily chart here. Now, if you look at it, this is something that we're going to be introducing soon. It's our Pentagon guided market stages indicator. This is something that I had it for some time already, and I thought that it's just appropriate for some of our members to also get this as part of their package. So remember, when we when you subscribe to our Pentagon Guider, when we continue to roll out some of the indicators that we've been working on as a team in here, we are developing them in here. We roll out at the members at no additional cost. So when you can know, and this is the time where I want to showcase in the breakfast show. So you can see from here, when it first started off is when there is always two sides of the thing. It's either on the red means it's in stage 4 lah. Stage 4, when stage 4 turning back to stage 1, this is the gray color. Gray color is kind of like a stage 1 in here, and then when the green is beginning of a stage 2. So right now it's really almost at the peak here, 16%. But remember, we pick up the Insas on the 10th of October, which is considered to be high too. Of course, if you pick it up in green Pentagon, that was somewhere around $1. Now 119 is almost 20% return. But what I want to just also draw your attention in here is the switching from the red, okay, which is a stage 4 right to a stage 1 here. You can see, right? And this is a time where you can really start accumulating, right? One of the reasons why we bring this is to showcase to you how you can even get in before the green Pentagon. So you can see the turning of the green Pentagon is already here, and the market starts to pick up. So from here onwards, you can start to accumulate. As the market go higher, when you see the green Pentagon in here, you can take a little bit of profit or add on in here. So that will be some of the newer ways going forward as we continue to backtest by our coaches and myself in here. When we felt that it's ready, probably the members were getting in soon, but definitely very sure tonight the new members will be getting the cryptocurrency Pentagon Guide. Together eventually we'll release the market stages indicator too. So all in all, that's really great benefit and to no additional cost. And guess what, you can even make more money for yourself should the market rally higher. I think many times before, we just need to know that there are opportunities for us to capitalize on this one in here. Okay, so if we look from here onwards, let's take a look. So Insas was doing pretty good. Okay, let's move to the next we have in line here. It's some of the stocks that comes out on our Pentagon flow. So how do we know that? So you go to the Pentagon, go back to here, go back to KLCI, and you go into Robie chart, go to Pentagon Guide, click on that one. Okay, we just have to wait, and you click on the Pentagon leader chart here. You can see here, click on that one. That will be some of the past 1 month. Definitely, yes, you see, we always pick it also. Insas 15% return, right? And that was on the 20th of October, Insas, right? But we pick it much later in here. So it's always good to pick up. And Pi, it's up on the so-called 7%, and that was picked up on 27. Then we got MPI 5% in here. Penta, also something that we pick up on the 3rd of November. It's only a 4%, moving up very slowly in here. Of course, you can always scroll down. Now the key point, you do notice these are all GR. GR means growth stocks. Okay, if you don't know what they mean, you can always scroll right at the bottom in here. You can see let me see, GR. Yes, that's right. GR means growth stocks. right? And yep, at the bottom of the list is FPI minus 10% in here. So GR is the date of the Pentagon. You can scroll up and down here. So always, all things being equal, go for the growth stock, and we definitely have a FA screener to address that. So when you subscribe to our VSA 360 in here, the growth stock is already in the manner in here. So good one. A lot of stocks are moving up nicely in here despite the KLCI is down, and that's why it's important for you to pick the right sector. All right, now some of you may have some stock that already stagnant in here. If you're stagnant, not moving, do pencil those in on the comment store. I'll be happy to look at that. We currently with our new indicator, the market stages indicator in here. All right, so also last week we had Pestec. So Pestec, let's take a look at Pestec, which we picked up last week. So let's see Pestec in here. Okay, so right now you can see Pestec is going through a red Pentagon. That's right. That's right. 8th of September is something that we pick here, right? And it did goes higher on the 9th, and then we have a red Pentagon, and then follow in here. Now, just to be cautious, all right, for those, of course, for our Pestec in here, when it does break below the ATR stop loss, you can cut. But you can see in here the changing of the height of the market stages, which means it could not go any higher in here, and then right now it's back in here. But we have to be very careful should this market in here build some sort of support and break into the what we call the red zone in here. It cannot break into the red zone. If it does break into the red zone, that means it's not a very, very good thing. All right, take note of that one here. So you can see this is why we don't want it to do this. Important not to break. But today the market is down 2.5% in here. Strong sell. But red Pentagon has picked it up much in here. And also take note of this. This stock is something that we have, and I also update this as part of our portfolio tracking in here. Okay. Now that's the one we talk about in here. So the stock trade idea for this week will be airport. Okay, so for airport, because of the play in the economic recovery. All right, let's bring out airport here, and we'll start crafting that here. So we will bring this up too. So switch on to airport. So you notice why I pick airport also, partly we can see market stages from red turn to gray. Just a very quick sort of stage one in here, but it's kind of been the stage one, right? There was a bit of trend going higher, but you can see once it pull back, you have this green Pentagon up 3%, but this is a nice pullback here, right? And you have a nice pullback, so that's why we pick it up in here. And you can wait for 1 or 2 more days, right? When the market after the pullback, then only start to go in. But you can see also here green Pentagon, right? The market pull back until we hit little bit of red in here. The second one, that's the second green from the green Pentagon in here, that's the one that you can see the market really picks up in here. You can see, right, the gray and then the red. So similar one, will we have similar pattern in here on the market stages? Definitely. But you can see from here onwards, if you had gone in somewhere around here, ATR stop loss, you are not out yet, and you continue to go up. And at one point when you see a lot more gray, this is where you can start to, again, discretion, you want to take a little bit of profit. And that was some of the purpose, and also feedback from the members that you want to have some indicator where they can sort of, you know, do a little bit more freestyle. Okay, and this is something that we have you know, built some time ago. Actually, we built this, but we never had this option. Right now, I think we felt that the timing is just right, and we want to release this to the members at no additional cost. So you can see that one when you start to turn gray a bit more, and as the height of the bar continue to dwindle, that's the part where you can start taking a little bit of profit down the road before it goes further. So right now we want to see that this market can hold up. Okay, so interesting enough, we got lots of volume for, so, but airport seems to be very steady. First green, we can see whether it will go through what we see here, little bit of pullback, or it can just break up like what we see here, then the market's going to go up. But on the backdrop of a recovery, I think this is good. So for those of you who have not seen it for the first time, especially our masterclass member and those who just sign up for the 1111, you get great things coming in here. All right, so let's take a look at the weekly chart. So let me just screen this again. Now if you look at the weekly chart, it actually started the green. Okay, started the green. It's actually started on the weekly here, way back on 26th of September, sorry, 2nd of August, start turning green, but there's a little bit of tapering off in here, and then finally on the weekly basis we got another green. So you can see this week, just on Monday itself, it just turned gray only. It started to move sideways a bit, which is fine, right? We give it a few bars or maybe 1 or 2 more weeks, but on a longer term it does tell you that this stocks, okay, airport will try to retest back the old high in here. What do you think? Let me know what do you think of that. So let's take a look and so let's build a trading plan. So you can see from here, weekly Pentagon guider turn green on 23rd August. Okay, switch to a daily chart. Okay, just turn this back again. You can see turn green Pentagon on the 12th of November. Okay, and now market stages, okay, just turn green too. Okay, so market from red, from red market stages. Now remember, green market stages referring to stage 2. Okay, we want it to go up, but at one point, when it goes too climatic, also remember this is a sign of profit taking too. So that would actually put you at the right place. When the market goes too high in here, be ready to take profit too. Okay, so indicator in here, yeah, we can just put in 12th of November. All right, important price level here. So when it comes to important price level, we just turn on to SMARTRobie. And we can see SMARTRobie in here. Let's go over to airport. Okay, if you're following me, also good, you can create the plan for yourself too. So you can actually get some sort of exercise in here and learning how to do it on your own. So let's look at the trading plan. Trading plan we have currently is a strong mode in here, $6.92 and $7. Okay, $6.92 and $7. We broke through the 675. Have you broke through the 675? No, not yet. Okay, 675 weekly resistance, and also R2 at 705. Now 705, it's actually 5% from yesterday. Okay, so this morning it's down almost 1.8%. You can see from here 1.8% in here, right? So why is the market going higher? If you look from here, we have volume coming in, all right, I suppose. Yep, the daily chart, but the volume is not huge. Okay, so take note of it, volume is not huge, so which is a good thing. You don't want to be too heavy on the volume. When the volume is heavy, that's where you see a lot of profit taking, like we see up here, right? The first one here, right, and they're subsequently here even higher. You can see that was the one of the highest place, and a few more here. Then the market start to taper off. So when the market taper off, you can see from this angle in here, right? You can see from this angle here where the market stages start to taper off. That could be a stage 3, and then it came back down, turning to a stage 4, now turning back to stage 1, just one small bar in stage 1, and then ready to go. Let's see if this thing can go higher, and of course having a market stages will be beneficial too, right? So let's look at the last low support. This is where we switch to the exit strategy. Support now is in, oh no, support we need to go to last support. We go back up to here again, R1. Okay, support we have here 633, or weekly support is also same 633, 633, which is okay, I think. What do you think? 633 is just here, right? Just right at the base there. Yeah, so that's go okay, right? You all agree? 633. So you put that as the weekly support. So if it breaks through the weekly support, you want to be out, but the market is ready to move higher in here. All right, last low support here, what next? Okay, last low support here, and you have the 630. Yeah, it looks like that's all the support is there. Okay, let's look at some high resistance. I think we had that 705. Of course, you can even go a bit higher, and you can go back to, wow, we're going back to before the COVID, switching back to a weekly chart. So that's why it's important to have those weekly chart with you, right? So you can definitely see them for where they are. Okay, why do I have this? Something. Okay. Yeah, this one, I wonder why, because I move it up. Yeah. Okay, I move it back here again to, oh, you can see that it went to 947, 852. I think 852 is pretty good. Okay, 850. Now, how far and how long would this trend is? If you look from a daily trend, the last round that they had from here to here, which is about 31 days, so about 1 month. So rally to end of the year. Okay, 1 month till 15th of December. Okay, if we do get a rally, that would be great. We're going to see that rallying for up to 15th of December. All right, so that is the a very simple beginner's trading plan. So make sure you set that up every day, and also put in some emotion and things like that that will fulfill your trading plan in here. All right, so I hope you all like that, and let's see, will that move as much as what we saw for Insas? And this is the airport. All right, so just another update too. I think many of you have seen it. We are up to 12.8%, and what better ways? You can see the earlier on, couple of weeks ago, there was around 2004. Then went to 2001 to 2004. You can see, right? Pastax since at 22% has gone down to 14%. Now, one of the ways you can check it is going to investing note. So what we did was we posted on the investing note. There is a portfolio, and let me just share with you how it looks like. So just go over to the website here. Now, take note that the portfolio for the KLCI, I have made an inquiry to investing note and asking them why is the benchmark is higher when we are doing about 12%, 12.8% in here, but you can see the portfolio is showing not right. One of the reasons why you can see here also year-to-date return is 48%. How can total return be 4%? I'm just trying to figure out how they calculate this. All right, and return on investment is 50%, right? But yet total return is 4.2% in here. You can see the profit plus dividend, okay, is 4,003, but we take it as this 4,200 ringgit divided by the value that we have around 26,000, and we're ready to go too. Okay, so that is the update, and more importantly, for those of you who want to check out how we actually trade, you can go over to the close position. Under, you can see the QR code on top there. Right, scan that one, you can see some of the entry, and you will notice, and this is pretty good to show you when we trade, we run our profit, we cut our losses fast, and that's the only way to trade it. All right, you can see very clearly, and we hope that we can be a good example, someone that you can model against to help you to improve your trading going forward. For those of you who want to trade, you can see we have the biggest one was Samcam here. It's about $1,000, 1,100 ringgit. We have 720 ringgit loss. So, but when we win about 2,000, and we have so far we have 2 gold ball, which is hitting the 30% mark, and most of them are small wins because we let the profit run. Okay, we let the profit run here. All right, so that is the update that we have our portfolio, as we will continue to update you the remaining of the year. Okay, and of course, last Friday we debuted our first new format of our Friday breakfast show. Call it the Trade Be Trade VSA, and we have focused on the Turtle Trader VSA, completing the journey. If not check it out on our YouTube in here, and this coming Friday will be our episode 2. So make sure you follow it. And Turtle Trader, it's a bit about completing the journey for our member masterclass to ensure that some of them become the trader that they wanted to be, or at least make a decent income that they can have, and that's always been our program in here. All right, And also don't forget tonight we'll start at 8 o'clock 15 and 16 of November, so I still have a bit more work to do tonight, and I'll see you guys later tonight. And of course right now we're going to go on to the something that we want to showcase is our 3-day masterclass which will be ongoing on the December 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th, which is part of what we support towards the turtle trading, completing the journey in here. This is the starting point for those of you who want to, and guess what, with the fee that you're paying, as long as you maintain your subscription, you can have free unlimited receipt, which we continue to upgrade now. For those of you who wanted to learn and wanted to use good tools, both fundamental and technical, this is the program for you, where you can pick up a lot of the skill and able to chat with our coaches and myself how you can definitely improve it. Small investment, big outcome. That's my message to you in here. And right now we're going to be going into the Pentagon guide review of your stocks. Okay, well, those of you who have a couple of stocks that you want me to look at, definitely you can pencil in, but don't forget to go over to Google Play Store and to give us a feedback on our SMARTRobie in here, as well on SMARTRobie on the Apple App Store in here. All right, take note of that one here. And if you have any stocks, just pencil those in here. I'll be happy to look at them. And right now, oh yeah, I just got a reply here, and yeah, okay, this, if I can drag this, okay, so let's look at the stocks that you have. Now I've just got a reply for Investing Note, and they concur with me that the monthly return for the KLCI is -5%, not +7%. So even they, big company from Singapore, also don't look at their own data in here. All right, so let's go on to the stocks that we already have here. Okay, and let's take a look at some of the stocks you guys want me to look at. Where is your YouTube link? Please give me the link. The YouTube link is what is asking about the YouTube link. I'm not referring which one. Go and subscribe to the YouTube. Okay, youtube.com/tradevsa. You can find all our YouTube up there. All right, now if you're not that familiar with YouTube, get someone to help you. I think that's always the best here. Okay, looks like there's no stock review from all our regular members in here. Now if you do have anyone, do let me know. Of course, I'm just going to review back the same one. TN Logistic, the stocks that we have. You can see TN Logistic so far, I know, came back red Pentagon, but you can see, right, it didn't hit the red zone. Okay, it did hit the red zone here. Right, usually when it does hit the red columns here, that means the market will follow through. But very important is to make sure that there is no very tall red Pentagon. Now if you look at it, the top glove, okay, and you can see where we have this one. So right now, top glove, if I look at it, it's still not ready yet to go in, despite we have the green Pentagon. Much better if we have slowly moving up. But I do think that the rubber glove sector is coming back in here. It did hit the flat out of the very climatic action that we've seen in 250 mile. The market is coming back in here. It does look like the rubber glove stocks have reached the bottom. You can see this first one, second one. You can see this is the first and the second one right in here. So that is something that I really like. And when the market moves back up, just turning around here, that's the one. All right, take note of it. A very powerful market stages to prep you up so you can actually watch this day and day. Okay, we have Oka. Now Oka has an upthrust. Okay, Oka has an upthrust. This, and again, on climatic volume. So every time when you have climatic volume in here, you need to exit. Okay, now remember, this is an intraday trade. So for our trading purposes in there, right, you could see you could have got out on the 95 cent in here. And what we've done with also with our team in here is an intraday trade. You get in the morning, you get out before the end of the day, and then you will avoid this kind of trouble. A lot of time, many people follow our trade, but they don't have an exit strategy. You know how to follow, but don't know how to exit. So that's why it's important for you to follow the intraday trade. Okay, this is definitely an intraday trade. You need to be out by the end of the day, and that's why you're seeing that. But if you look from the standpoint of the market stages, it just turned gray in here. He hasn't turned red yet. So if once it's turned to stand to turn red, then you have the ATR stop loss. It's going to hit here very soon. So let's hope that this stock. But remember, it only turned a red pentagon towards 4 o'clock only. You can see 4 o'clock, right? Smart money came and just flushed you down out there. It does that a lot. So you have to be very careful. But this was a nice stock, and anyway, it hasn't closed back to this loop here. Let's see how it ends today. Okay. We also please let me know the volume indicator. Is it a VSA version or normal one? It's a VSA version. It's a market stages. This is not a volume. This is a market stages. This is a volume. This is a market stages. It's not a volume. Okay. It's a VS. It's a VS trade VSA in here. All right. Let's look at Jack here. Now, also Dan, please let me know your profession. Please, those of you who have, please know let me know your profession before I pencil them in. If you're masterclass, just type in master. Now, for this one, looks pretty good. You can see the turning of the red pentagon. Okay. Sifu, how to insert the VSA volume. Now, this VSA volume is only for masterclass member. I think Ahmad Kanche, you're a masterclass member. Wait until probably we fully backtest it yet. Okay, and once we fully back tested it yet, you will get a copy of this one in here. Now, all the plugin that you see in here are part of our subscription in here. So Ahmad Kanche, are you a member of our masterclass? All right, if you are a member of masterclass, you will get it soon. But we want to give you the cryptocurrency tonight on the 15th and 16th. If you have joined us on our wealth seminar, that would be great. If you have not, something you want to consider in here. Thank you for asking. So Dan here is a retiree. You can see Jax is definitely good. So this is where the turning point what we talk about here. When we see this red, all right, the red red stages, the red column, or we call it the red histogram, start to turn gray. This is one you want to take notice. But the green pentagon came out here. So if you want to go in here, you can pretty much go in here, going before the green pentagon. But right now, it's a nice one, beginning of a turn. Don't try to go in here, but I do believe there's still a little bit more of upside going forward. But you are at this resistance. It's no surprise if the market used to turn down too. Okay. Okay, we have Kenny Bear here. Kenny, please let me know what is your profession. As I said before, if you want me to review your stock, please let me know your profession, whether you're from the masterclass or not. All right. Any plan to link back 360 to TradingView? Link back 360 to TradingView, what do you mean? Just type it there. Currently, we are linking back to the quote. If you click on the any bank, you'll go to the quote. Just go to your TradingView and just type it up here, whatever quote that you have. Right? Some of them we are linked. So if you notice 360 here, and if you go to the, let's look at this morning premium alert. Okay, let me log back in here again. But I'll feature the premium alert on Friday. Okay, usually I want to do that. Today I just keep it to the SMARTRobie here. Okay, let's look at the premium alert this morning, which is, we got Gamuda, MPI, Stella. Okay, all this. Okay, 9:18 Gamuda came out. Let's take a look at Gamuda. Okay, you can see Gamuda we pick it up at 9:15, so you can look at this one. So 9:15, 9:18, you'll be probably getting at 3:10. Nice one here. So that's what we talk about. Those of you who want to trade the intraday, you can pick it up in here. You can also see here, this is what we talk about, right? The histogram of the market stages. turning downwards, turning upward. So Gamuda definitely a good one. So that's why it's pretty good to have this right at the morning 9:18. You can see it here. Again, I'll talk more on this on the COC. These are the premium menus which we reserve for our masterclass member. Now, if you want to get hold of this one, something you want to consider joining us in the December master, because we need to train you how to use all our intraday alerts and all our COC. A very, very good tools for those of you who want to trade this. Oka came in last Friday, right? And same thing, if Gamuda, you go in the morning, all right, let's say you go in the morning, the 15-minute chart here, you go in at 310, and depending, you go for 4-5% there, all right, and just close up the trade. If you end with a higher amount, that's good, or you can probably just get out on the opening. Now, the same thing happened with Oka, okay? Now, if you did not exceed, you can actually exit on the opening here. Right, 9:11, 9:10 here, you can see 15-minute chart. You need to exit here, right now the market break. The problem, if you trade some of these intraday, you need to be trained. You need to act fast, right? It's not something that you go in and try to, look see. It's not. Intraday trading on the intraday chart. And also for some of you who, I think Suka, you're one of our master client, you need to act fast also when you're trading intraday. So I think that if you have time, you can sit in front of the terminal. You will not just trade the longer term using some of our pullbacks, some of COC trader. That will be good. VSA before the screen can open directly to, from the screen. Yes, POC we are able to open directly, but right now we are changing to our quotes because we want people to focus back to a 360 here, right, to look at overall of the chart. But if you want to just type out the code there, it isn't too much of attention. Okay. But we get okay. All right, any more questions? If there's no more question in here, I will spend more time on it on the Friday session, but today I just want to keep it to the SMARTRobie as we are talking about the SMARTRobie features in here, highlighting it. All right. So thank you for coming, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel in here, and also to our Google and review us on our Google Play in our Google website. Trade VSA review in here for all things that matters in the stock market. We are here to help you in here. So thank you for coming, and I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. All right, bye.